Hello, my name is KK and I'm the Life Enrichment Coordinator at Harvest Sarasota. We are proud supporters of Theater for Social Justice. Daisy and her team do a beautiful job of mixing creativity, art, and movement together to accurately inform people of some historical and current needs pertaining to social justice. They are super involved in the community. We've ran into them at quite a few events and partnered with them at some events as well. And we also have personal testimonies. A Harvest community member recently was interested in learning more about drag art, and Theater for Social Justice had the perfect workshop for them and they came back raving about it. So I hope that you will consider supporting what they do because it's so important and so needed in our community. Thank you.
Which resiliency factor represents you? Spiritual connection. And what scarf did you choose to represent your strength?
Loyal.
So you're bringing your spiritual connection and your loyalty with you today to support you here. That's wonderful.
The spiritual, I feel the energy. So I know that's my connection right there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have your spiritual connection here. My spiritual connection connects to yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm a hamster, and I want more, but I don't know how to get it. And I'm scared if I try, I'll be disappointed.
Check. Ok, comparte en español.
En español.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Cómo fue esta experiencia para ti?
Esta experiencia, me paré aquí a saludar a Daisy. No sabía cómo se llamaba, pero en su rostro le dije, ¿eres hispana? Me dijo que sí. Comenzamos a entablar una conversación y desde que estoy hablando con ella tengo el cuerpo, como dicen, piel de gallina, porque tiene una energía bastante linda. Transmite una energía y una vibra muy bonita. Así que todas las personas que vengan hoy por acá, párense aquí porque le va a transmitir la energía que tiene.
¿Y qué descubriste de usted misma?
Descubrí de mí misma que a pesar de que elegí la carta de optimismo, soy una persona positiva, abierta y no tengo ningún problema en compartir con las personas de otro género, siempre y cuando haya respeto hacia sí mismo y hacia las demás personas.
Gracias, Ana.
So, let's do that.
Hi, my name is Kolkiran Nakai. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I'm also a contributor and a collaborator with the Theater for Social Justice. I appreciate the Theater for Social Justice because the work is trauma responsive. We are anti-oppressive and decolonial in our leadership and operation style. We also organize and are designed specifically for creating a community play space for folks who are multi-marginalized in their identities to bravely unpack their traumas from the sources and forces of oppression by using creative connection and spontaneity training through psychodramatic methods of healing. Any community member that would be involved with the Theater for Social Justice, the offerings would likely experience connection, belonging, healing, and collective liberation. I've personally been impacted by the Theater for Social Justice I have felt seen, heard, valued, protected, and celebrated. I also got to experience in my own and with others through a recent workshop that we did called Unmasking Authenticity, using drag art and liberation rituals to alchemize our own inner oppressors, to transmute that pain, and to experience wholeness and belonging by finding the gold in our pain and experience sacred empowerment and sacred belonging. So any donor gifts will support this mission for other multi-marginalized individuals who are impacted by oppression to experience the same healing benefit that will ripple out to all divine beings. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Hi, my name is Charlie, and my pronouns are he and they. I have been to a Theater for Social Justice training in the past, and it was one of the best experiences I've had in my life. As far as being seen and being heard in a workshop space and in a group of strangers, I came in initially with lots of anxiety and nerves, as I often do, going into spaces with folks who I do not know, who I'm certain will be very different than myself, right? And I felt very seen and very heard, and I felt like I was allowed to be. And I saw other people also have that experience of not knowing if they would be welcomed or how they might feel in this space. And then realizing, oh, this is a space where I too get to be and be with other people who are being and allowed to be full and allowed to be authentic and raw, right? Fully, right? And the identities that sometimes or often we don't feel seen in, right? So being a Black, trans, and queer person, I often do not feel fully seen or held in a space. Like my full self is always in question, or there's always this curiosity, but in a way that kind of picks me apart and feels like it takes away from my humanity. And I felt really able to be held in my humanity fully. I'm really grateful that I got to see other people in that way. And realizing that folks like myself, folks in my community, and other folks in other communities often do not have access to these things, right? To these resources or these experiences, because they are often expensive. Maybe just expensive in time, right? Where they require a lot of time, documentation or something like that, or proof that you actually are poor enough or are deserving enough, right? Sad enough or, oppressed enough to deserve this. And I actually think that this is important for folks to have as something that's not necessarily empowering, but allows us to see ourselves and see the power within us, right? As opposed to kind of trying to give us their power. We feel powered, right? Connected to our power, connected to each other and our power, right? And I think that more people should get to have that and not have to prove that they deserve it, but give what they have and show up with themselves as worthy and as enough. And I feel like the world needs that to figure out some of the problems or the challenges that we are coming up against, the fears that folks are connecting to and needing to address, and learn how to disarm ourselves in the way that we have armed ourselves against each other that keeps us from connecting, keeps us from loving, keeps us from growing, right? And being able to figure out where we fit, or more so that we already fit, and that there is space for us. And what does that space get to look like in all the ways that maybe sometimes we think is impossible, but with the right tools, we actually know how to do that, and do it well, right? Be in the act of being, and being full and being connected and being in love and being seen and cared for and held, right? And being protected, right? In a way that all of us get to feel that, right? And especially the folks who often do not get to feel that way, right? And in the ways we do, we get to connect to and understand, and find new ways, just find new ways. So I definitely think that the funding for this would be awesome, and it should be everywhere. Psychodrama should be everywhere in every school, at every grade level, for everyone. because we need each other in order to make anything and everything change.
Good morning. I just want to lend my support for the Theater for Social Justice and all the great work that Daisy is doing with these women through the psychodrama and therapy, and also the constant support for those who are marginalized in the community. I will strongly encourage and support this organization, and I for myself have seen the great impact that social justice has done for many individuals. Thank you.